Hey, and welcome to this video. My name is Nina, and in today's video, we don't have an intro, so let's just hop right in. Okie dokie, so in today's video, we are going to be working on a little fish market / harbor area where we will have a few containers and a bunch of random items, which is, I think I've explained that before. I also want to have some elements of trash core, so there will be like random items that don't make too much sense, and I will add some trash items whenever I get my hands on some. And also I wanted to add that this video is quite long, solely for the reason that this build took me the entire day yesterday, and there will be a little less editing of my voice and such, because I usually edit my voiceovers too whenever I don't know what to talk about and I have pauses. I edit those out so that you don't have to listen to me think. But since it took me so long yesterday to build all of this, I really didn't have much time to edit, so I'm doing this all in one day. So this video is going up in 4 hours, which is lovely because we don't have time to edit much, but I guess that's also quite good. And I have been trying, and I was on voice chat with a friend of mine and a lovely mod of this channel and the Discord server, Victoria. Shout out to you. You are such a supportive being, and I can't thank you enough. I keep thanking you, but I wanted to thank you publicly now. And I was on voice with her in the Discord channel while I was building that, and we were just chatting, and I was also talking about how I am kind of afraid to upload a video with an unedited voiceover, because I do have those breaks, and since English is not my first language, I do have those moments where I'm like and I usually edit those out because I think that no one wants to listen to that. But since we are live streaming now, you all know how I talk, and I just think that's a little bit better to have a less filtered kind of video. So oh shit, my leg is bleeding, hold up. Okay, I think I should be good. So what I was saying is that I'm trying to just edit my voiceovers a little bit less and less and less, so that eventually I don't have to edit them at all. Only edit like the little duck noise and such that I use whenever I can't keep in my swears anymore and I need to censor these. But apart from that, I'm trying to just edit my voiceovers less so that you just get an unfiltered experience of the Nina, you know? Because we all love an unfiltered Nina. So much fun. Yeah, well, anyways, I just terraformed some containers, which are the two little rectangles that we have to the right there, and then in the back I also terraformed some stuff because I am planning, or I was planning at that point, to put an incline at the back of this build, kind of, so that we can have something up there. I'm not sure what. Maybe we will have some villager houses so that we can have like a little coastal fisherman's neighborhood, if that makes sense. This was kind of just giving me Scandinavian vibes for some reason, so I thought maybe we could have that kind of neighborhood up there, but I'm not sure yet. But we will place the incline down in the scope of this video. I'm just not sure what will go up there. We will maybe do that on Thursday on stream. I'm not sure which end of this build we will be adding onto and continuing the island, kind of, because I want to go through this island kind of chronologically so that we can work our way from front to back and like really just create a city that is like seamless and there's no gaps or transition areas really. There's just like city, and then whenever we get to like the more suburban area, kind of, we can maybe try to incorporate some more rural areas or like natural areas. And I have that field with the camper van, which we could potentially add a forest to. And while I was babbling on about all of that stuff, I laid out a bunch of pathing that I am just using as a base, and I will be adjusting that as I go. And you can see that I go in and kind of expand some holes or like use different pieces, because I felt like all the holes just looked very, very similar in shape, and it looked like a pattern that was repeating itself, which I didn't like. So I am still working on that path and making it look a little more seamless and less like a pattern that just keeps repeating itself. But I hope that this will be ready fairly soon so that we can list all the codes down below so that you can also use all the custom design codes that I'm using on this island if you would like that. And I also implemented some of the brick pathing that I have been using throughout the islands just to break up the pathing and make everything look a little more random again and like worn down, so that maybe there was brick pathing once and then someone put like cement on top of it, but now since it's so worn down, the brick is already showing again, kind of. Yeah. And later I was planning to have like this little area that I am laying out the path right now in. I was planning to have that just as a normal road that you can also cross, but I had the bridge right in front of it, so I wasn't quite happy with that, and we will later be filling this up with items so that you can't even pass through there. But this is supposed to have been a road at one point. Was that even a sentence? I don't think so. Yeah, well, anyways. Then I went ahead and worked a little bit on the containers, which was quite difficult since the simple panels are so much taller than the actual cliffs. But I also didn't want to use the face cutout standees since those have the holes and that just looked very weird. I tried that off camera before this, and there also weren't too many codes that I liked, so I just went with this. Yeah, since this is going to be a two-part video, so we will have I don't even know if I mentioned that before, but this video is kind of going to be split in two parts. So we will have the right side of the canal that we are creating right now and today, and then for Tuesday's video we will have the second part, which will be the left part of the canal, which is not exactly going to be a fish market, and I guess this would also not be defined as a fish market, kind of. It's more of a harbor type of area, but the second part to this will be on Tuesday, and we will be creating something that is themed very similar to this, but not quite the same. So I'm very excited for that one. Yeah. And maybe, that's just like a slight spoiler, maybe we can have some interior designing going on. Let me know down below if you would be interested in maybe watching either like some videos of me interior designing or like an interior designing stream, which I would also love to do, because I haven't done interiors in quite a while. I have done that on my second Switch, but just for a little bit. And I have quite a cool idea for this house on this island, like my main resident rep's house, which that topic also ties in with. Please ignore the tent that is right in front of the fish market. I think I'm going to move that, but I'm not sure where I'm going to move it just now. I wanted to kind of delete that, but I don't think I can, so we will just have to work with the yellow eventually. Another thing that I'm still debating is, you might have seen like peeking it peeking through the back of the island. I had to double take there. Behind this build, there's still the museum tent, which I'm not sure if we should have that day as a tent or if we should upgrade that to the first level of the actual museum building, like the smaller version, so that we can move it, because this would be the third time I think that we will have that in the same place. And since it's so close to the city, I think that it's looking a little bit out of place, and I think we could actually work the actual museum building, the smaller one, into this island. So please also let me know what you think about that. We can also talk about that on stream on Thursday, because this week everything is going to be back to normal. I had a lovely time with my friend, as I also mentioned on Instagram yesterday. I really enjoyed seeing her again, because it has been quite a while that we actually got to talk and chat and like visit each other in real life. So that was very nice, but I'm very glad that I'm back now, and yeah, I'm very excited to chat with you and have a normal schedule again, especially since I just released my schedule and couldn't keep it, which is lovely. Very professional, Nina. Yeah, and then I also implemented a little stall situation just to make this feel a little bit more like a fish market. We might be adding something onto the beach whenever I decide where I want the tent to go, so that the fish market kind of continues down onto the beach. But I'm just not sure yet where that tent is gonna go, and I kind of don't want to move it twice. But we will see about that. It's definitely not going to stay there though. And I was very indecisive with my item grouping since this took me such a long time because I had no idea how I would execute this idea. So I knew that I wanted to do like a fish market / harbor container type of area here, but I didn't know how I would do that or what exactly I wanted it to include. So I kind of was just playing with items the entire time. I had no vision for it except for that I wanted it to be framed by the containers kind of, and that backdrop cliff thing. But yeah, so this is all a lot of trial and error, but I felt like leaving a lot of it in. I did cut out so much because I really honestly spent the entire day yesterday building this. I thought I would have more footage, but apparently I did not even record all of it, which is good because I already had 4.5 hours of footage, which is lovely. So yeah, I had to cut out quite a bit, but I always have 4 hours of footage. Why do I keep talking like that's an unusual thing for me? I mean, that's just what happens when you're indecisive and you can't make up your mind about things, right? Yeah. Well, and I really wanted to include this like iron frame thing because I love that item so much, and I have only used that once before, which was like on the spring colorful island version of my first island, Holtsmúli. I only included that once on that island, but I really love that item, and I feel like it's giving off this very industrial feeling, work area type of vibe, which I love, especially for this area with all the like cool steel blue tones. And I also love the blue steel bridge in this build. Jesus Christ, I'm not sure if I should leave this unedited, but we will see. I guess I am. But yeah, I also wanted to incorporate some of those like metal stony items. So I also implemented the smoker, which I put behind the stove for now. It will move to a different place later, but I just love that. And I tried out opening it up, but there are like sausages and cheese in it, so I felt like it looked a little bit too alive. So we are leaving that closed, unfortunately. Also, another thing I'm still debating that I have been doing on my past islands is I have always been leaving on all of my water sources. So for example, if I would place down a utility sink or like a garden faucet, I would always turn those on to have like a moving element kind of, and I also love the sound of that. So I was never sure whether I should turn that on this island too, so if it would look like something's leaking and it would be turned on because of that, or if that felt too lively and like if you would look at it in a realistic way, the pipes would probably be dried out anyways. So I'm not sure if I should turn those on. So another thing that I would love to get your opinion on, because again, very indecisive person right here, so I need y'all's help, please. Another thing, I feel like I'm just another thing. Oh, and then there's that, but that's basically all I can talk about. So I was trying to catch some fish that come in those blue containers, like those blue plastic containers that you put on the ground, not that tiny one that I just placed down. I think the fish is called like a loach or something. I have no idea how you would pronounce that, but that I actually wanted like those plastic things that also, like, I think crabs come in those, but the plastic canisters for those are like yellow, I think, and I wanted those to be blue, but I couldn't catch one of those because the seasons for the fish that would come in those containers are like, I think, summer to fall, so I couldn't catch any of those. So I need to time travel even more than I did for this video, because I think, like, all in all, I time traveled about 1.5 weeks for this video, just going back and forth, because I still try to stay on the 1st or like at the latest the 3rd of March to have like this very dead looking grass. But yeah, it was a pain. And if you notice that like the time of day is shifting throughout the video, or like the grass color is shifting. That's just because I had to time travel that much, and sometimes I forgot to actually time travel back to the 1st of March to continue filming. So you are actually getting a very, very unfiltered experience for this one. And around the incline, I kind of left this little, like these 2 little nooks where I could put like some jail bars and some simple panels in that, so that we wouldn't see the raw cliff edge, which was very important to me because we don't see them in the city anywhere. So I wanted to also cover these up for this build. And yeah, I'm very happy with that actually. I kind of love that detail, and I love that little jail bar in front of the incline too, because we will later be putting some items behind that. So yeah, that's very cute. And then next to this little incline, I'm not sure where this road is supposed to lead, but you can see the museum in the background. So if we would decide to keep the tent, we would find a way to kind of implement that into the city, which I don't think I would love. So I think we should actually upgrade that to the first small museum, and we might, after this island is done, we might restart or move this island over to my second switch. I'm not sure if you can swap islands, because I would love to keep Tofu because I just love the name and the layout of that island. So we might actually swap islands if that's possible. If not, we will move drops over to my second switch and restart to get a new island for the next thing that we will be working on. But that's so far in the future. I mean, this is only like what, the 4th build on this island, and I'm already talking about the next one, which I don't even want. This island has me so excited that I can't think of another theme that I would like to do next, because I'm just so excited to try this new thing. I don't know, it's just so much fun experimenting with like all the different items and the simple panel buildings, finding my own solutions, because actually this time I have to find solutions to create illusions. Call me an author, call me a poet. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Yeah, anyways. But it's just so much fun experimenting and kind of playing the game in a different way. So it feels like I sometimes am experiencing the game for the first time, because I have to do so many things very, very differently to what I usually would do. So that's very interesting, and I love that. Yeah, and I did say that this took me the entire day, which is true, but I kind of enjoy just having everything flow together naturally, and when I don't feel inspired, to just keep trying. And that just, I never would have imagined this harbor to turn out the way it did now. Like, I had no idea how the layout would look, how, like, which items I would use, how I would group them together, the color palette, etc, etc. So it was just a lot of fun, and I love the little pops of blue again. This will be very, very green themed and like cool tone themed, and there won't be other colors than the blue, but I think I will actually implement the blue a little bit more than I did for my entrance, so I might end up adding some blue flowers too, but I'm not sure about that. I think for the most part this is going to be only like white and green flowers, like purely that. But yeah, I don't know yet. We will see. And then on top of that little container, I also wanted to add some of that newspaper that I have been throwing about like throughout this entire build, which I just love. I don't know, it just adds a sense of detail and dimension for some reason, and I just love how that looks. So I wanted to put that up here to that, just make it look like someone was maybe trying to stay up there. I don't know. But yeah, other than that, that's actually it. So I'm gonna leave you now with a montage of the finished... Oh, Jesus Christ, I was very fast there. But I'm gonna leave you now with a montage of the finished product. If you enjoyed this video, I would very, very much appreciate it if you like and subscribe to my channel, as I would love to have you here. And yeah, take care of yourself. Until next time, and bye-bye.